greensandmachines.com. I know everyone's been asking, where's the Diecaster D videos? Like, when's the Foundry coming back? And I honestly don't know. Because due to the misconceptions of the time-space continuum, a lot more can be accomplished than we actually think we can. But today, because I've got so much illustrious projects in the works that I do not care to make a video or a post for all of them, we have 3 things that we're going to work on. For one, this is the completion of this bicycle box, which I so meticulously put in work building from an old trash can. This is going to be part of my toolmaking project, the molding press. This is going to be a cap to retain the Acme threaded nut into the main backing plate. And a new recycled notebook, because my last journal is completely full and I cannot stand to look at it anymore. Made out of this now vintage Cal Poly Pomona folder, because they changed the logo from this because they found out the CLA building was seismically unsafe. So they hastily changed the school's logo without asking anyone whether or not they wanted it. But this logo looks way cooler because it's gold, and because it actually spells the C with the invisible P and then the visible P. It took me a while to notice that. It's like the happy face on the IHOP logo that I didn't even realize until like last month. Anyhow, let's get down to work. Alright, let's drill this hole in the center of this stainless steel disc. This should be probably tougher than regular steel because it's a austenitic variety, I believe. Yeah, because that is a magnet and that is not magnetic. Alright, bigger drill time. That appeared to cut pretty nice. That anchor lube stuff they gave me at the Barzy Bash probably helped. That's lovely. I believe. Yay. Let's bore it. Alright, so I didn't really show the boring process, but it's done now. Smoother inside and chamfered. Let's drill these holes right now. Whoa, is it spinning backwards or is it spinning forwards? You know, I actually like this anchor lube stuff. I like how it actually stays where you want it to go without leaking everywhere. Now, how do I hold the camera and the drill and the vice grip at the same time? So for these recycled notebooks, I feel like I make them differently every time. Like when I first did it, I used to use aluminum strips and then pop rivet them, but then the pop rivets stick out too much. Then I tried using a solid rivet, but then I had to put a washer in between and it would mess up the pages and spread everything out. This time I'm going to try something different because I still have a bunch of this stainless steel left over from those trash cans. I'm going to fold them over to go all the way around the side instead of just one strip on each side. And I'm going to attach it together using some hollow copper rivets made out of this tubing I scavenged from the inside of a refrigerator compressor. So yeah, let's do it. I like these pliers are very nice for bending the sheet metal. I mean, this stuff is so easy to bend. So here we have the binding ready and bent. I put a hem on the inside so it's not sharp at all, and deburred it all around and kind of hammered it around this piece to give it that square edge. So now we can negotiate with putting that on there. Oh, and it fits so nice. This might be my best one yet. Yes, now that we have all the locations center punched and marked and clamped, somehow fit this in the drill press and drill them holes. I've tried using my Whitney punch to hole punch them, but this is just too thick, and if I do half and half, they don't line up all the time. So I'm just going to drill them all the way through. So there I cut some of the rivets out of the copper tubing, and now I'm putting them in the lathe to deburr them and chamfer the ends so they go in easier, and when I mushroom them out, they are not sharp. Then 15 increasingly awkward work positions later, we have the rivet set up. See, there's the center punch clamped in the vise. Then this one's already done. Hit it with a center punch from this side. The result is this hollow rivet that's very smooth and kind of resembles the pop rivet finish on both sides, but it is one piece. So we'll put those all in. So here we have it completely riveted, and I think I will have to say this is the best one I've made so far. Like, the deburring help, because when you run your finger on these, they're not supposed to be sharp. But if you leave the rivets too long, they would have the tendency to crack like that when you mushroom them out, but still not that sharp. And I love the low profile on this, because you sit it flat on a table, you don't scratch the table. By comparison, here's one that I made about a year ago with the old aluminum strips and solid copper rivets. I think you can see what I mean by these are more low profile. And the aluminum strip was a pain because once I started center punching and drilling it, it was all warping all over the place. And this trash can stainless steel is just like the savior for all the days, because I've already made like 3 projects out of it. It's such good stuff. And yeah, that's how I make these. Just use whatever paper. This is some stationery that I found at a rummage sale, but most of the time I use homework assignments that weren't printed on both sides. Like, it's my public speaking speech about Egypt and some physics lab. But yeah, this is a nice project. It has a lot of good repeat value because you always need new journals every so often, and they make great Christmas presents. I have this fixture that I use a while back for making them. Except it was designed for the 1/8" pop rivets. Maybe I could reconfigure that for multiple sizes, or just make a better one that clamps it better. I also laminated the notebook cover with some clear tape to make it last longer. Yes, victory over crappy journals that fall apart before you're even done using them, man. Get this shit out of here, man. Here's the old style with the solid copper with the washers. It looks pretty not clean because this is always like scraping on your table, and I think the pages even started falling off over here, so I had to tape over it. Dude, look how clean that looks. Like, if I told anyone on the street that I built this out of recycled homework, a trash can and a refrigerator compressor, they probably would not be able to guess that. But yeah, that's it for the notebook project. Let's proceed with the next item. So what do we got? We gotta put some side rails on the side of this. We got an assortment of material to choose from. So looks like the aluminum rods I was gonna use are not long enough. So got some stainless and some stuff I found on the side of the street. I haven't used this piece since at one time I repaired the faucet at my old apartment. That was a good project. Let's do it. Alright, so I'm gonna need to make some little half moon shaped jobbies to fit the tubing in between the box. So we're gonna make those out of some 1/2" aluminum right here. Drill a hole through it and part off 4 identical pieces, and then set them up to mill the ball end mill in there. That should be enough to support the tubing. I actually ran out of travel on my Z, so that's as far as I can cut them actually. Unless I drop the tool out lower, but that should be good. So here we have the 4 spacers completed. I went ahead and sanded that area by wrapping sandpaper around a 1/2" rod and then sanding it. Now all that's left is to drill the holes in the rods themselves and hope the countersink screws don't stick out from one end too much. I like how that looks, just so long as it'll work on the thinner piece of tubing. There we have it. I still have yet to drill the holes in the bottom and make the clamps for mounting it on the bike, which might not happen today, but I will probably put it in the end of this video. This one I spray painted with clear paint so it doesn't rust any further. This one was stainless. I figured I'd put the thicker one on the left side of the bike because I tend to load that bag more because I stand on the left side of the bike when I walk by it. But other than that, we put a lock washer in there so it doesn't come loose. And yeah, it's very similar to the way I made that trailer hitch for my bicycle trailer last year. But yeah, I'm very satisfied with it. This is gonna be a cool upgrade. I then made the clamps for the box by drilling some holes in a block of aluminum, drilling some more holes, then cutting it up, then tapping the holes,
and then mounting it on. I also added some Velcro to the inside of the lid to prevent it from rattling around when I'm riding. And I think this fits my tools very well. This will come in handy because now my camping equipment will fit easier on the bike instead of having that massive bag underneath my saddle.